Not live yet. Okay.
We was all chilling out there by the piers, me, Latreia, Roy, and everything like that, and Trell.
How about
Like
that?
Latreia was in New York?
Yeah, Latreia was chilling,
yeah.
man.
All right, okay.
That sugar mama.
Oh, really?
Yo,
Oh,
she gonna get you, bro.
yeah. No, Latreia cool.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, that's a homie right there.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't really know her all that much until we got in that chat group, Trail. Once we're in that like Facebook group chat thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But before that, like I mean I seen pictures of her online, but that's about it. At first she was posting some stuff that I was just like, but then, I mean really a lot of times when you just talk to somebody, you really get a greater understanding of who they are and their temperament.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely fucks with her because she definitely has a level head. So
Right.
and that kind of shit is the shit that I fucks with.
Mm-hmm. She has a very level head.
Yeah, and basically, like Roy being there too. Like Roy keep coming back to New York, which is a good thing.
Oh yeah, no, I know. Like Latreia and Roy, they like brother and sister. So
yeah,
and she's really cool because I had a conversation with her earlier this year.
Oh yeah,
because I wanted to share some stuff
on text and everything. We talk all the time. So yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? One other while we're blowing up Latreia, I also appreciate she's got look, I appreciate women with work ethic. I appreciate women that's out there just fucking getting it, doing a motherfucking thing. And she's really been at it with her craft. And I can respect the fuck out of that. Real talk.
Yeah.
So I can definitely respect the hell out of that shit. Sorry, I'm still sharing the live. But anywho, so what else did y'all do besides go to the piers? Did y'all do anything else?
Well, we tried to go to Queens Pride, but we had like I said, like I said before, I think it was at Jackson Heights. I really think it was in Jackson Heights, but
y'all couldn't find it.
Yeah. We was like, yo. I'm like, man, listen. I'm like, yo, I'm done walking. Yo. What Mike said, yo, let's go to the piers? Yup, let's go.
I'll be honest with you. That's why I thought we should have gone in the beginning because, nobody had like a legit address for like where it was. So,
right. I wish we'd have did that from jump, but we was all right. But Troy and Roy got the full New York spirit, being on the train. Stuff.
Facts. It's kind of like I said, out of towners like to talk, but come to New York, let us see you walk.
You're gonna do a whole lot of walking in New York, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Whole lot of walking. So I remember, the first time I went out there was last year in October, and that's actually when I first met Trail in person.
Yep.
And Trail was a very, very good host. Very good host. Yeah, and we tried to get into something.
Actually, that was one of the first times we collabed.
Yeah.
When I was out there in New York, we had did the podcast.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah, you're right about that.
A lot of things wasn't open then.
But it was still a cool night. Like it was a cool night. We just did a whole lot of walking.
Yeah. But,
a whole lot of walking. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how anybody in New York is overweight because y'all motherfuckers gotta walk every goddamn place. Other cities, you just hop in a car and you go wherever you need to go to. You hop in your car, you're driving, you ain't walking. You're not walking home with your groceries. You're not like wherever we need to go to, we drive it. It's rare that we walk, and especially in the South, we ain't got no public transportation infrastructure like that.
Oh, trust me, I know.
We got it 24 hours here.
Yeah, so y'all just it's different. So hey, everybody coming into the stream, thanks for coming in. Please share this stream on your personal pages, share it in Facebook groups that you're a part of. let's get the live viewership up and get some more people in here. Because we're talking about some shit today. Again, not choosing violence tonight, though. Not choosing violence.
I don't know about that
one. Not choosing violence. So, I guess we're gonna start. Let's start the show off right. Welcome everybody to the Men Like Us podcast, the podcast for men by men. This is a men's space, ladies. We do appreciate you all watching and joining us for the live streams, joining us for the shows. But please do understand that this is a space for men. So, when we have our conversations, we are going to speak in a way that's palatable to men, not exactly women. So, with that said, I have to offer the ceremonial trigger warning. Trigger warning all day. Trigger warning. Because we may say something that might trigger some ladies out there, but just know that what we're saying is coming from a male perspective. And, you want to know what the fellas is thinking, we'll tell you. Because we're going to tell that real motherfucking truth on this show.
I'll tell you.
We don't hide nothing. So,
real talk.
But, the purpose of this podcast is to reach men and provide conversation for men and help a lot of men understand themselves a lot better and just help us understand ourselves better. I think a lot of times we learn stuff on this podcast as well. So we're just here sharing thoughts and ideas that, could be helpful to some man out there struggling with this attraction, just trying to figure himself out. So, this all of this shit here is for the fellas. Fellas, you come first on this show. So, but with that said, Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month.
It is lit in the city right now, man.
And yes, Bradley, you may enter the space. We enjoy having you here every week. Yes, Pride Month is in full swing. Everybody's having their little parades and parties and all that stuff. Actually, here in Houston, it got delayed. They're doing a lot of stuff in August. Because they didn't want to take any chances with COVID. Obviously, that's not the story every place. Other cities are going ahead as planned because June is the month. But, what's happening out there in New York? What do y'all know about Pride in New York?
Mike?
Shit's going to be popping off the weekend of the 24th. There's going to be a parade or a march on the 27th, which is going to be the one I'm going to go to.
Where's that at?
It's going to be in Manhattan.
In the city. Goes through Fifth Ave and goes through the Village.
Yep. That's the one I can make it to because I actually have off on that day.
All right. Yeah. Weren't y'all talking about another event? Like what you said tomorrow?
Yeah. Tomorrow is Brooklyn Pride.
Yep. Brooklyn Pride, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Brooklyn.
Next Sunday is I believe is Bronx Pride. I won't be attending that. That's a little different. Then that Friday, the week of Pride, Friday is the kickoff, the Pride kickoff. Everybody be out partying in the Village all night long. That Saturday is Harlem Pride.
Oh, yeah, Harlem has its own Pride. Okay.
Yeah, Harlem Pride. And then that Sunday, like Mike said, on the 27th, will be NYC Pride.
Okay, so all the neighborhoods had their Pride, and then the whole city, one big old shebang bang. All right. Nicole, we don't have T-shirts. We don't have T-shirts for the podcast. We've been thinking about mulling around the idea to have T-shirts for Transamorous and Proud or something like that. But we haven't made anything for the show. Hasn't been conceived of yet.
Actually, hold on one moment. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yeah. So hasn't even been conceived of yet. So we'll see. No merch yet, y'all. Everybody's saying get T-shirts.
That's a good idea.
Okay. All right. All I'm saying is, if we get the shit, somebody better be buying this shit, and whether it's for you or for your mans or for your trade or for the other niggas in your life, period, somebody need to be wearing this shit.
The trade is not wearing it. What? Ray gonna see that shit. He out. He's like, nah, I ain't signed up for this. Give you some ass. That's it. I ain't signed up for it. He out.
Oh damn.
Ray gonna be like, yo, this is why I draw the line. Right? That's it.
Can't be DL wearing t-shirts.
Yeah,
the fuck
right.
is this?
Come on, I'm not out here like that. I ain't these dudes. No, I'm not them.
Oh Lord. Yeah, so and yes, sponsorship with Gilead is in the works. It's in the works. So oh, how else are they gonna find you in the crowd? They want to find y'all in the crowd, y'all. So yes, Michaela, we know good damn well Trade ain't wearing no shirts. We just having fun. Let us live. No.
They gonna see me in the crowd. They're gonna just see my outfit. Like, oh, I know him. That's it.
There you go.
Like everywhere else they do.
Well, shit. So we get to the main topic of the show. Not the main topic. We got a couple things to talk about tonight. So we're gonna start off with let me see this thing. Yes, we're gonna start off with Pride. It's Happy Pride Month. So we're gonna start off with Pride. And you know, yeah, there's a t-shirt. Guys have t-shirts, just not one related to this podcast specifically. But isn't that's your design, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right, so yeah, see, Mike got his own t-shirt line, made his own shirts. So the question really, actually, I was just sitting there. I don't know. I just sit and think. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, okay, it's Pride Month. But like, as a transamorous man, what the hell does that have to do with me? Like, should I be celebrating? Like, what should I be doing during this month? Like, what is there in this month for me as a transamorous man? I don't know what I should be doing right now. Like, I know, everybody shows up for parties and all that stuff and they're celebrating, but it's like, should I be posting like, hey, everybody, happy Pride Month? Like, I'm celebrating it as a part of the community, and all of this. I think something that's at the core of this, which is something that we talked about before, is really, are transamorous, trans-attracted men on any level a part of the LGBTQIA plus community?
Absolutely.
And okay, well, Mike believes yes.
Okay.
And obviously there's a difference of opinion. Sure. Because obviously there's a Kim out there saying, well, you will never be a part of our community. This is just for us. And they really would like things to stay separate, mostly because they just have had a life of shit experiences with men, which, happens because there are a lot of shit men out there. So fair enough.
Sure.
And those are also haters.
I'm not going to call them that, but I understand lived experiences and how people arrive to certain conclusions, and it is what it is. Like, I get that, but it's just like, okay, are we a part? Do we see ourselves? I guess it's less important of are we a part of the community, but do we see ourselves as a part of the community? And Mike, you're saying yes. Trail?
I don't see us as part of the community.
All right. So Trail doesn't see us as a part of the community in any way, shape, or form. What I would say is I would say any person, anybody who has a coming out story has a place in the LGBTQIA plus community. Somewhere, somehow, there's some nook and cranny somewhere for everyone who has had a coming out story. And, while there may be some eyes rolling out there right now, please believe that transamorous men, a lot of us have coming out stories. And I actually chronicled my own coming out story on this very channel, on this very podcast. You can go back and watch it. I think it's called Coming Home for the Holidays, where I chronicled the entire ordeal, emotional ordeal that took place, when I had the conversation with my mother. And that didn't even count, what was happening with my sisters and what mental work they had to do to get themselves to a place where they were ready to say, all right, well, you know what? I love you. And that's all that matters. And all I care about is you being happy, whatever. Because, obviously while we as transamorous men are going through a transformation, our families are too, a lot of times. And our families and friends, like people are working through it mentally. Nobody just, snaps. Oh, dang. At least for my family, nobody goes from being a hyper Christian holy roller to, oh, I'm totally accepting of this lifestyle. And this woman that you want to bring over, I accept that too. And we're all good. Like, no, it takes time. It takes growth. And, it can be pretty ugly. I didn't talk to my mom for 3 months after that first conversation. And we had zero communication for 3 months. Because, I'm stubborn, just saying like, nah, I'm just going to live in my truth and I ain't doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm not going to give an inch. I'm not going to budge. And, sacrificing family relationships is worth it if this is what I'm here to do. If this is what I'm here for. I could take that one on the chin. But I have faith we would be able to come back and, we are still rebuilding our relationship, but sorry to kind of take over the whole conversation with my one experience, but I have obviously talked to lots of other men and, talk to guys, help coach guys through it, talk to them before the conversation, talk to them after the conversation, try to figure out where their head is and all that stuff, because the last thing I want is for a guy to feel alone and unsupported in these situations where he has to risk losing the favor or risk losing connection with his family members. Because a lot of times, and I'm just going to speak for the Black experience specifically, and no, I think this is larger society in general. A lot of people see guys or men like us as gay. So you're essentially coming out to your parents, telling them that you're gay at that point. And that's a coming out story. So anybody who has that experience, I don't know what letter, what sign, I don't know if it's a plus, IA, whatever, I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm not here to definitively say which letter this group of men should be in. But you should be in there somewhere if you have a coming out story. If you're alienated from your family or you're losing personal relationships with lifelong friends,
everything in there too.
If it affects your work, because I know some guys, it really affected their work and the things that people at their jobs to say about them because of their girlfriend. I'm just saying, like, guys, we're on some level. I'm not. This is not the Trauma Olympics, so I don't want the comments and I want emails saying, "Well, we go through more and this is that." That's not what this is about.
Yeah, no.
This is just about acknowledging the male experience, and in relation to, is there a place in this community for us? Because that's the central question when it comes to what should I be doing during Pride? Should I be celebrating? Go ahead, bro.
The way I see it is like we fall into the plus. We're not the B, we're not the G, we're not the T, we're not any of all that stuff. Like, we fall into the area of the plus, because if you do have a coming out story, you are part of the community. So even though we're not gay, we're not bisexual, we're not that, like, we are transamorous, but you're going to have people out there that are cis hetero conservatives that are going to look at us and be like, oh, you're no different from a gay guy, or you're no different from a bisexual, stuff like that, because we see trans women as women, but they don't see trans women as women. And there's a lot more cis hetero folks out there than there are Transamorous folks. So we're trying to push forward within this society and try to get people to understand like where we're coming from and the way we think. But let's face it, you got a lot of people out there that are just going to stay dumb as fuck for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot of people that feel that way about many parts of the community in general. But I will say, I believe that we should be. I don't know. I would say it like this, fellas. If you went through the fire and you came out on the other end, or if you're still struggling, if you're a guy out there living in your truth, being open about who you love and the kind of person you are and the kind of people that you date, like if you have embraced yourself, all parts of yourself in that way, I think there is something to celebrate. Because you got to look back at the journey and celebrate that how far you've come in that way, and also celebrate the fact that you are living free. You are now no longer trapped by society's bullshit standards. You're not trapped by anyone's bullshit standards in terms of what you should do and who you should be. The toxic bullshit of, well, a man should like this, a man should be this, men don't do this, all of that bullshit. A lot of us have freed ourselves from it. So well, you're a straight man, you should be doing this. Straight people do it. Look, I am a straight man, but I live by my own rules.
Mm-hmm.
I don't live by your rules. I live by my rules because I live free.
Yep.
I'm a straight man that loves Sex in the City. Love that show. Pleasure.
Fucking hate that show.
I know why you.
I used to. I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, the only reason you like that show is because of the episode where that chick Samantha was giving that dude a hand job in the elevator.
Everybody always asks me that. Yo, Samantha, your favorite, right? I'm like, nah, Charlotte's my favorite.
Oh shit. Okay.
Is that the lawyer?
No,
that's the redhead one, right?
No, the redhead one's the lawyer.
Is Charlotte the housewife one?
Right.
The dark hair one, yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's why I loved her, because she wanted a family. That's what she cared about, was a family.
So once upon a time, in one of my previous lives, I used to date a lot of cis white women, and let's just say it was called market research. Whatever let's say it was called. I did market research. So I watched the first season of Sex in the City because back then it was all the rage. Back in like 2004, like 2005, like all these girls loved the fuck out of Sex in the City, and I had to be up on that shit. They couldn't. A lot of these girls couldn't talk about shit else but Sex in the City. So yeah, it was a part of my strategy, so to speak. Like, oh yeah, I know that show. Yeah, I know such. Yeah, oh, this is my favorite character, and if I could rap with them about their favorite fucking show, it's great. Made things a little bit easier. That's the only reason why I watch the shit. Man, as a young frat boy in college, the only reason why I watched the shit was to get chicks, and it worked. So
yeah. Okay. I watch it.
Can't hate on it.
I'll give you props. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I watch it because I'm from New York, and I just want to know how women think. Successful women. That's why I want to know how they really think.
Come on, that didn't do it, did it?
Yeah, kind of did.
Fine.
That and Girlfriends helped me a lot.
Girlfriends, okay. Let's just say they're bringing that back, aren't they?
I think it's
the game.
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Game back.
Okay. Well, anyway, back to the pride thing and where Transamorous been fitting it. Yeah, fellas. I mean, by all means, attend the parties, enjoy yourself, and go to some events. Obviously, don't take up space or anything like that, but yeah, just have some fun and enjoy yourself. And you know, I would just look at it through the lens of being an ally or whatever else. But
Most importantly,
yeah,
be proud of who you are, who you're attracted to, and at the end of the day, whether you're gay, transamorous, lesbian, intersex, transgender, bisexual, queer, we can all be allies of each other.
I
You know
agree.
that's where true unity comes into play. So if we unite for pride and we stay united as a community, we can definitely move forward and be like, fuck all the haters.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, well, me personally, to be honest, while I go to these events, just to show them that I am an ally. You know, I have no problem with anybody life because I always never had a problem. You know, that's just me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but the reason why I said we wasn't a part of the community because you know a lot of trans. I think we're more so a part of the trans community, not the LGBT. I think we're more a part of the trans community. But in that
It's all
reference,
together.
right, they all together, but they really not because if you want to get technical, a lot of the LGB does not consider trans as part of it. They don't.
But
They don't even
but
look
that
at them as women.
but that's where
You know what I
people
mean?
got to get over
Oh
that. That's where
shit! What
people
up,
got to get
Brianna?
over their bullshit.
I
Yeah,
get what you're saying,
yeah,
but that's how it is.
I
And
feel
me
you.
personally, my experiences going through all of that with these girls in this community, I just chose not to be a part of it. I said, you know what? I can have it. Dad, I don't want to be a part of the community. I'm good. If I'm going to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of something, bring me in. Let me feel welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why I said, I told Mike the other day, the only people I support is people from the Brooklyn Ghost Project.
But
Mm-hmm.
Why?
that,
Because they
that that's
welcome me
part
with
of the
open
community.
arms. Right,
That's
they're
part of the
part of the
community.
community. Those are the
Yeah.
only people I support because they welcome me with open arms. They never disrespected me or nothing. So, you know,
Mm.
that's that. But anything
And,
else, like like I said before, marches and rallies, you would never see me at again. That's that.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, since they are part of the community, even that's a small fraction, you're still being within the community. So it's like, if that's the only part you want to take pride in, then go ahead and just take pride in that.
Right.
Well, something that Trell said actually, really, really, uh, kind of resonated with me, or just it sparked something to me. Because I do see that like a lot of guys, I will see guys go to trans spaces looking for like, yeah, well, I'll go to BTAC, sure. I might not be in Texas anymore, but I'll go to BTAC. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have some space at BTAC for sure. Not space, but yeah, like we'll probably mob up and roll out there. Because the Men Like Us group, we love Texas. We have fun down here.
Man, listen. Shout out the colors, God damn it.
Yeah. Oh, damn. So,
I
but
said that earlier, but yeah.
oh no, it's cool. It's cool. So back to what I was going at with like, I see guys like there are guys that are looking for community, and a lot of times they'll go to trans spaces thinking, oh, okay, this is my tribe. This is where I belong. Like, this is where I could be free to express myself and I'll be cool. Like, everything will be all good. And then a lot of times they get really disillusioned because it's like, actually, this ain't where I'm supposed to be because don't nobody in here like me or who I am or what I do. Like, they don't like the fact that I date trans women. Like, this is not a place for me to be open. But that's why we made our own fucking community, and really like where the community that we have with the Facebook group, with the those of us that get on Clubhouse and just chill out and kick it and share. Um, it is definitely forming into a great community support group. And it's, the very dope part about it is that we're largely like drama free. For the most part, we are drama free. Like we just hang out. We just hang out, kick it, we talk, we share ideas, kind of get each other thinking in different ways. But, I would just say to any man here, like you need to be coming to the men's only groups, the Men Like Us tribe or the Trans Supportive Brotherhood, and really and hit up the Men Like Us club on Clubhouse. Really do what you need to do to find other guys like yourself, because that's where you're going to feel the most comfortable and most accepted. Like Tro's talking about, he was embraced by this particular group of people. I got super fucking lucky, and I was embraced by a group in Denver that represented pansexual people and the trans community, trans and pansexual groups in Denver, and they were absolutely amazing. I didn't know nothing from nothing. It was my first Pride event ever. It was a pool party, and people were so cool, so welcoming. I went to the next pool party like a month later, but it was just like, actually, but at that party, I had met my first actual like couple. Like I never met another couple that was a cis man and a trans woman, and they were so fucking cool. I had them on my last podcast. It was great kicking it with them, and it was just like when you meet that group of people that are actually nice to you and just like are able to embrace you and see you just as a regular person, it is dope as fuck. And I wish that was a common experience for a lot of guys out here. But fellas, I would say you have a better chance of finding a safe space among men like yourself. And kind of proceed from there.
Yeah,
so
you gotta think about our early years of life, our young years of life. I mean, even though we're still young, but I'm saying like our younger years of life, we didn't have these type of spaces. We didn't have this right here. We didn't have Clubhouse. We didn't have none of that. So it was real rough. I say.
Absolutely.
Not for me because I never really cared, but it was rough. I'm gonna just say that it was rough.
Well, a lot of times you don't know what you need until you get it. And you're like, damn, this is what I needed all along. Like this group, this brotherhood, this fellowship, this network of men that I can go and kick it with. Like when y'all came to Houston, we rolled deep like that. Like, yo, I never had that before. And I wish I had that every fucking weekend. I just had a group of partners just roll out. Hey, we rolling out, we going out over here, we going out over there. Like I would greatly enjoy that social life, that level of social life. Because I have to be honest, it's just really hanging out with other men like myself. There's no pretenses. There's no, okay, well, I'm not going to say this or talk about this because I don't want to make other people uncomfortable. And I'm going to just be there and just hang out. And then I'm going to go off and do my own thing separate from everyone else. Like with guys, with men like us, it was dope. I had my best weekends. My best weekend in Houston was when y'all was here. I never had a better weekend in Houston. And I've been here almost 2 years. Wow. Now, COVID kind of fucked that up a lot, but still, never had a better weekend. So, really having other guys to commune with and all that stuff really matters a lot in this journey. And the guys out there who are listening who don't think they need this, try it out. Try it out. There might be somebody in one of these groups that you can completely relate to, and they're living the same life you're living. We got guys, old to young, married, single, engaged, corporate, non-corporate, whatever. A lot of the major cities. Like you just never know. So, but yeah, hey fellas, we got anything else about Pride? Oh, wait. I wanted to do two things real quick. Promote some, since it's Pride Month, but I do this already. But still, I got to promote a couple podcasts. Just a couple. Well, actually 3. So first off, please fuck with the Box number 512 podcast, Grown Black Trans Woman Talk with Aeon and the Lioness. It is a dope ass podcast. And it is the number 8. There's a list out there. There's a list out there for the top 50 transgender podcasts you must listen to in 2021. And this is number 8 on the list. It's number 1 on my list. I'm definitely drawn into it. I enjoy the topics and I enjoy the guests that they have on there. And, you'll really learn a lot. Fellas, you listen to this podcast and you will learn quite a bit. And if you really want to understand how some of the women think. The hosts on there have definitely 2 different life experiences, and they definitely cover a wide range of thought on that show. And then there's Marshall's Plate. Wow, why I couldn't read that right. Marshall's Plate, the Black Trans podcast. It's Diamond Styles runs it with Mia.
Shout out to Z and Mia.
Yeah, Mia Mix and Z. This podcast has been around for a while, but they keep turning out hits, and Diamond is a dope ass person. And I haven't met Mia or Z. I talked to Z, and I've been meaning to get him on the show. So we're gonna make that happen one of these days. But check it out, y'all.
Gotta get Z on the show, bro.
Absolutely. But those are 2 podcasts you should absolutely be listening to. Box number 512, Marshall's Plate, and then last but not least, the Real Talk podcast. That is Mike Brooklyn's podcast, Mike's podcast. So definitely check it out. Show us some love.
And also, if I could mention one podcast real quick, Samantha Lux. She's a YouTuber. She's a trans woman, dope as fuck and fine as fuck. So I definitely suggest people definitely checking her out. She has several different topics. She even does makeup tutorials for some people, if they're into that. So, and she definitely has gone over like some celebrity stuff before. So definitely, if you guys want to, check her out.
Ooh, not the celebrity stories.
Hey.
Yeah, put your hands up like, hey, we ain't talking about celebrity stories today. Don't come at us. We ain't doing that today. Might do it again. Who knows? We'll see what happens in the news. But also, anybody who's listening to this or watching this that works with nonprofits, please email your events to the show. I would love to promote a lot of the events that a lot of these organizations are having, and also offer them up as possible volunteer opportunities for men. I got a lot of men in my group, and a lot of them are willing to pitch in and show up and help out. And all we got to do is just get it to the right people. So please, all the nonprofits that are watching this, listening to this, email me at menlikeuspodcast@gmail.com. I will take those flyers, promote them on the show, drop it into my men's only group. Let me know how many volunteers you're looking for. If you're just saying that, hey fellas, show up. I'm here for all of that shit. So please email the show, because I would love to help guys find places that they need to be and organizations that they could be helping out. That is definitely one thing that we could be doing better as a group of men, is showing up for the community. So please help me out. Mm-hmm. Forward the flyers, forward the information. menlikeuspodcast@gmail. So, and I think that's all I have for that one. So, fellas, let me share this damn article. So there's a story going around on the interwebs this past week. Everybody's been sharing it, even people as big as the Shauna Brooks. I don't think I saw it from T.S. Madison or anybody else, but everybody's been talking about this story out of Virginia. It's a murder, and let me share it. Ooh, excuse me. Gotta share my screen. Sorry for those of y'all that are listening on the podcast. Take a second. So, yeah, there's a Virginia Tech football player who beat someone to death after a second sexual encounter. This story's been going around, and I've been seeing it posted and promoted, or not promoted, but I've been seeing a lot of people in the trans community making a lot of noise about this, and it's been in our men's group. We talk about it a little bit as well, and at first because that's how things work. You know, at first people are putting out like murky details, or they're putting out half the story, and it's like they're not citing the actual news sources. They're putting out a screenshot of a headline, and it's just like, but what's the story? So, you know, at first it was assumed that this was a murder of a trans woman, and then it's later came out that this was actually a cross-dresser who was murdered, a 40-year-old cross-dresser in Virginia, who was murdered by 18-year-old college football player to be. I'm not even sure if this person was in college. I know that it says they attended spring training, but it doesn't say that they actually played the games yet. So, according to the news story, and let's just go down the list. So, according to the news story, this 18-year-old, what's his name? Oh wow, is Memen Itut killed? Who's this? Jerry Paul Smith. And according to the story, they met up they had one sexual encounter on, where the fuck is that? I'm sorry. It's hard to find it in the moment. All right. So according to the story, the Itut, the football player, matched up with somebody named Angie on Tinder, and, you know, went over to Angie's apartment and got some oral sex, got some head. Left, returned to Angie's apartment for another session of oral sex on May 31st. And according to the court documents, Itut discovered that Angie was actually male, and that's when Itut proceeded to beat this person to death, which was absolutely horrible. Punched him in the face 5 times, continued to punch in the victim, then stomped on the victim, and it also says that he heard bubbling and gurgling as he left the apartment, but didn't call police. And that's absolutely horrific and graphic as fuck. But that's really what happened. But one of the questions that people are asking is, how could he have been tricked? How did he not know? All of these things. Wait a
minute.
Yeah.
I heard about the one time.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me he got domed from the person twice?
Yes.
And he's really trying to use this panic defense of he didn't know. I'm sorry, but if you have any kind of sexual relations with someone, going into it, you know who you're having sexual relations with. And then on top of it, you went back for a second time. There's no fucking way you didn't know who was giving you head. If I'm getting head, I know who the fuck I'm getting head from. Plain and simple.
Okay.
Fuck all that bullshit panic defense. Motherfucker knew.
G Mike said, I heard a glory hole was involved.
He got a lot of hole from. He got a lot of glory from a hole. Trust me.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So yeah, that's a piece of the misinformation, because that's not supported by any actual news reports out there. So he actually went to the victim's apartment twice. So they weren't at some bookstore or anything like that. He went to the victim's apartment, and that's what happened.
He was in all his glory twice.
Yeah. So, look. Oh, shit. What I will say is, I don't know, man. I can't. I guess given the age, like, we're not talking about somebody with a life full of experience. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like everyone who cross dresses is ugly as fuck. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like everyone who cross dresses is the most unpassable brick of all time. That's not the truth.
I don't think anybody's saying that.
Well, that's what some of the girls might say.
Oh, okay.
So I'm telling you, I'm setting up my thought process because I'm not going to play like, well, you had to have known. Look, a mouth is a mouth is a mouth is a mouth. And also, he's 18 years old. He ain't got no experience about nothing related to nothing.
But at 18, you know the difference between right and wrong, and you know that if you assault somebody, that's jail time.
Absolutely. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about is people say, but he knew. He knew. No, you know what you were doing. You know who you were with. No, he probably didn't. He probably didn't. He probably didn't even think twice about it. He just showed up, got some head, left, and then came back, and then, whatever. Angelo.
You know what? I'm gonna just keep it real right here.
Yeah.
Like I said, we still getting bits and pieces of it. We still getting. He basically confessed about what he did. So
yes.
It is what it is. Now back to the supposed cross-dressing. Regardless of what he got, if he got head, pussy, and mouth. And ass, all that is 3 different type of things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we all know that. Those are all 3 different type of things. Now he's getting head. That's something totally different. Everybody can get head for something you don't even really know what it's about. He's 18. He's not how you say. He's not, basically seasoned in this lifestyle. He's probably not even in this lifestyle. We don't know. All right, and I'm gonna just say this right quick. Yesterday, when I was out in the city, I just went to the throwdown to the village, right? When I went there, it was a young man that I saw was looking at. They was looking at me. We both kept on looking at each other. Come to find out, this was a young man. I'm thinking this is a girl. This is one of the girls because he has makeup on. He has his hair done long, feminine clothes. Come to find out, he's gender fluid. So I'm looking like, damn, okay, who is? Come to find out, one of my bros that is actually gay, he's like, yo, he look good, right? I said, he's like, yeah, that's not a girl. That's he's one of those gender fluids. So I said, all right. Right then and there, I fell back and I let my bro rock,
Mm-hmm.
But that, that right there could have caught my eye. And me being in an area, now I'm gonna just paint the scenario for you. That person caught my eye. I'd have brought that person home without no questions or anything like that because of the way they look. Now, area that I'm in, there's no question for who's who until you get personal. Mike, you know this. All right? It's like, I done went there, got head, took that person, got head, and then the next day, I'd have found out like, yo, that person's not trained. So now,
but you still wouldn't have killed them.
Right. I'm getting to that. Now,
we're not there yet.
I'm just saying.
Right.
All right.
The type of person I'm not gonna go and attack and try to kill him. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm gonna be mad because I'm gonna call him like, "Yo, dog, why you didn't tell me what it is? Oh, I thought you knew this. No, I don't know. Look how you look. You understand what I'm saying? I would have been tight about that. But basically, that's what I'm saying. Am I saying that person? Am I saying that dude is right for what he did? No, but I'm just painting a scenario on a situation I had just yesterday, and I'm looking at it like, wow, that could have went down like it wouldn't went down like that, but it would have been similar to what it is. And I'm
I get when people say you know what the fuck you were doing. When people was fucking, I don't know how you fuck somebody and then not know what other parts are down there. Like you are opting in. You are obviously opting into something. But they're like, well, no, he knew this, and this. Now, here's the thing. At no point did anybody on the show say it was acceptable for his response to legitimately being misled.
Right.
Nobody said his response to being misled was right or correct. Life is valuable, and his response should not have been murder. Absolutely. I mean, his life is ruined. He's gonna go to jail for a very long time. He killed somebody with his bare fucking hands,
and on top of
and
it,
then walked away as they were gasping for life.
Yeah, and on top of it, his response is, "Oh, I punched the dude 4 or 5 times." You broke every bone in his motherfucking face. That's not 4 or 5 punches. That's 4 or 5 punches to get the motherfucker down and then stomp him the fuck out. So
that's what the story says. He stomped him.
So
yeah. So punched him. Says 5 times in the face. Punched the victim 5 times in the face. Continued punching the victim. When the person hit the ground, stomped on him. So he punched more than 5 times.
Yeah. So that that's definitely clear intent.
And I'm not gonna say this is. And thank you for bringing this up, Michaela, because somebody else had asked this. I forgot we were talking about this earlier today. Somebody asked, is this considered rape? And
no,
I wouldn't consider it rape. Like, okay, if somebody, quote unquote, if somebody misled you in that way, you still got what you were looking for out of it, which was a nut. You got that nut. And you know what? Take that shit as a lesson. All right, well, you know what? Shit, they caught me slipping. I got caught slipping. Like, I should have checked. This is how life lessons are learned. But, at the hearing, the 18-year-old's mom testified because, they had the family members testify at the bond hearing, which he got bond. He got $75,000 bond. But, I'm just looking at like, this man is barely out the house. And now I'm looking at mom like, and I don't want to be, jump to blaming women or anything. I would look at the parents in general, man and woman, like, how did y'all raise a child that thought that murder was an appropriate response to this? Like, your child jumped to murder.
Yeah.
What? Like, murder. And some of the things the lawyer said was really kind of fucked up too, because he was really trying to ride on that panic defense bullshit. But it's like, look, you win some, you lose some, goddammit. And in this one, all right, you didn't know, you lost. Like, keep fucking moving. But to respond by killing somebody, ridiculous. Obviously.
But,
because
you know how society is, especially when it comes to black people, is the way how we grow up, supposedly. We grow up knowing that with something that you don't like or something you're not totally against, your pride gets in the way. And when your pride gets in the way, you think with this. And you automatically react. Instead of thinking with this, you think with this. Because I'm pretty sure right now that boy's on bond and he's thinking like, damn, did I really have to beat him that way? I could have just punched him a few times and broke out. You understand what I'm saying? But that's what happens when you think emotionally, man, and not, carefully. Think with emotion and not strategy. And I say this all the time, especially us black men, we got to really stop thinking with our hearts and think with our minds, because we get to thinking with the hearts from our mamas, because the majority of us was raised by our mamas, our grandmothers, our aunties, and even our older sisters. We was raised by them. Me, I'm a prime example for that. I never met my father. My father was not in the picture at all. So I was raised by my grandmother and my mother. So
same here.
Yeah.
So
same here. I was raised by my mother and my grandmother.
Comment from Michaela. Thanks for watching. She says, I disagree. It's the same as drugging someone. You mislead someone to get sex out of them.
He wasn't misled. He knew exactly what he was doing.
You can't say that, man. You can't say that.
I do not agree with you with that. I disagree.
Nah.
I really disagree. I'm just saying.
Nah.
I just painted a scenario for you just now with me personally.
I know,
really
but I still don't see how he goes back twice and doesn't know who the fuck he's fucking with. Like,
It's not like
it's
he's
twice.
fucking; he's getting head.
No, but fucking with. I said fucking with, like getting
Right.
head.
I understand what you're saying, but it's like if you're a certain kind of look, it's like, do you really question it?
But it's a second encounter. That's
Not
my
at
thing.
not at 18. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't question it at 18.
And that's another thing. 18.
I assume that this is the person that I thought I was dealing with. I ain't got no street smarts at 18.
I mean, then
I
again,
don't.
New York City and Virginia are two different levels of street smarts here. But
Exactly. Well, yes.
I
No
don't know.
place is like New York.
So I couldn't really say that because a person could be smoking. If I know a person that I'm cool with, and they smoking reefer, and they was like, "Yo, you want some?" At that age, I'd be like, "Yeah," not knowing I'm smoking wet.
yeah, but that's different from sex.
And I'm not wondering what I'm feeling, or I'm like, "Damn, I'm really high as mother. What the fuck is this?"
For the uninitiated, let's make sure everybody knows what wet means.
Angel dust.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So it's smoking something tainted with other drugs and not knowing.
Right.
It's P. It's
a lot of people that late state shit with late state weed with all types of stuff. Especially
it's cool. Look, we got this. The viewership here is around the world. I'm just trying to be as clear for everyone listening as possible.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I had to bring that up. But so let's see. Michaela also says, I don't know. I'm just scared for my sisters.
That's
Troy Kennedy.
Troy, what's
what
going
up,
on?
Troy? He said he let his little head think for his big head. Pretty common for 18 years old. And it ain't the parents' fault. It's the fault of society and embracing toxic / fragile masculinity.
That's what
and absolutely true.
Facts.
He's right.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. And that number is coming back up. So that toxic / fragile masculinity, really is that's the kind of shit that you got to deprogram. Like a lot of people just get kicked out in the world full of this shit. And then, as you grow up, you have to figure out, well, actually, this toxic masculinity says a man is this, and to be a man, you got to do this, you got to say this, and whatever. And you have to break away from that shit and kind of be your own man. Which it's funny because it's a lot of people get around to that point. Christina, okay, welcome to the show. Christina says this person didn't live as a woman though, and you was going for seconds, even if he wasn't drag. I know he wasn't that convincing.
And obviously, if he was going for seconds, that the head wasn't that bad, was it?
So, well, no. I mean,
that's why
that has no bearing on how good or bad the head is. But you know what? At 18, you don't know what good or bad head is. So there's that too. But the premise that we're going under right now is we are not going to assume that the victim was, the ugliest, most unpassable person on the planet. I do not make assumptions that somebody who cross-dresses can't look good, because I believe that to be a very false assumption built on pride from certain people. No, it's possible. It is possible.
And
I'm not saying that is the exact case of this person, but I'm not going to proceed as if it's not possible. What did you say, Mike? Go ahead, bro.
And Angelo has a good point right there.
Okay, well, we're going to get down to him.
All right.
Michaela says this is going to be used as another example that trans women trick people. I believe that's correct.
I think so too, yeah, because when I first saw it, I thought it was a trans woman also. I'm like, yo, hold on. That's why I went and looked into the story. And I found out it was a cross-dresser. So I'm like, okay, huh?
And Christina is saying the same thing. She's saying the media have people thinking it's a transsexual person. I hate this. But here's the thing, though. It ain't the media that's doing that. The media is not doing that. It's the
conservative narrative.
No. The hood trans media that's doing that. All these girls sharing a half-assed story saying it's one of us, is this and this. No actual credible reports from the Washington Post, the Roanoke paper, and who else was it? I think even the Blaze put it out, but like, no, there are no headlines saying this is a transgender person. There's nobody saying that at all. That isn't being propagated anywhere. The only place that I got that idea from was when I saw Shauna Brooks and some other girls posting it, like making noise about it. I'm like, oh, so this must be one of the girls because they're all talking about it. Without that, I would have never made that assumption because it's nowhere in the reports.
Yeah, but that whole trickery shit, that is something that conservatives have been trying to push for years.
Absolutely.
Years.
The conservative Christian agenda.
That whole panic thing, I'm totally against
it. Yeah. Absolutely.
What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, I don't know. Like, this story is so fucking iffy. I'm just looking at it, and I'm not looking at the kid that was locked up as the victim. I'm not looking at him like that. I'm just trying to understand why. I'm trying to understand why he did it. What was his real motive? Why he did it? You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's saying like,
I mean,
you got Mike saying that he knew this and that. I'm not gonna say he knew.
No, I'm just saying I believe that he knew. Like I strongly believe that if you're going back for seconds, then you know who you're going back to for seconds. You know, like,
I mean, it's possible that this cross-dresser pulled it off the first time and he went back thinking he was getting the person from the first time.
But it's like, how did you leave the first time without knowing? Like, that's
it's completely possible if you're just getting your dick sucked.
Chris,
like what?
Yeah, Chris just
come on.
He probably pulled it off the first time. Great. It's the first time. First impression leaves a big. Everybody knows that. So
I'll be complete.
I'm going back. Hold on. Oh shit. It's lit. I'm going back.
I get it. You don't want to believe that this 18-year-old had no idea, but it's very possible that he didn't.
I'm just going off of logic, like just from my life experience. Like even at 18, when I got head from somebody, I knew who I was getting head from. You know what I mean? Like I at least knew the person's name and, you know, where I'm at when I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he knew this person's name. He thought this person's name was Angie, according to the dating app.
Yeah, but it's like at least when I'm getting head, I know who's giving me head. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not blind to who I'm around.
And another thing also to help it, not to really help in his defense, but can help in his defense is the transcripts, meaning what they were saying, the detail, what they were saying on the app,
which is helpful.
None of that.
That's helpful.
Look, this 18-year-old, you know, legal adult killed somebody in cold blood with his bare hands. Right. Ain't no getting away from that shit.
Facts.
Not a damn thing to get away from it.
No, I ain't gonna say you're gonna get away with it. I'm saying that can help in his defense. It won't be a harsh time sentence.
Maybe the lawyers will do it. Angelo is saying people's opinions are based on the photo provided by the victim's family. Yeah.
And there was something else Angelo said too. There was another comment.
Do you want school of the truth? Christina Stokes, the truth will come out as the trial happens. We shall see. You're right. The truth will come out as the trial happens. You know, they already had a lot of tests. They already had tests. Because, I mean, really, this is an open and shut case. This is an open and shut case. Like, he did that murder. That's why he was allowed to be on the stand for his own bond hearing, which they know they killed him. They know he killed, you know, this person. So, like, I don't even know how he got bond, honestly. I don't think they should have gave this person bond. They shouldn't have given this young man bond at all.
It should be open and shut, but sometimes you got scumbag lawyers.
Like I said, it was, you know, probably his first offense. He is 18.
Yeah. But even when it's open and shut like this, but bro, it's clear it happened. Like it's clear what happened. You don't get bond. Like you shouldn't get bond.
We all know it happened, but you know the bond. And it's not like the bond was 10,000. The bond was 75,000.
Yeah. Now I know nothing about Virginia and its laws, or because you know some states they don't allow bail bondsmen. Like they don't have that system where you give the bondsman 10%. And then, like, they don't. not every state has that. So I don't know what the rules are in Virginia.
Yeah.
But
And
I mean,
also,
look, at the end of the day, this dude ruined his fucking life, resulting in violence when they found out the person that he thought was female was actually male. And I know he wished he could have a do-over. I know the family of the victim wished there was a do-over as well. But it's absolutely ridiculous that, this is where he went. And it's really tragic and sad to see that, in the mind of this young man, that shit was acceptable. It's absolutely horrible. So the only thing that we argued here tonight, everyone, just so that there are no misconceptions, so nobody's running around telling what they think they heard and all that shit. Really, what Trell and I shared tonight was, because everybody said, "Oh, well, he knew what it was. He wasn't tricked." Well, he probably was. He probably was. He probably had no idea right up until he knew. It is very, very plausible. And that's all I was sharing. Yeah. None of that excuses the murder, his response. I don't think he should have got bond. I think he should still be in jail now, awaiting trial. He should not be with his family right now. He killed somebody in cold blood with his bare fucking hands. Shouldn't be out. That's just the way I think things should go. But I just want to be clear on what we were saying, what points we were really making here, so nobody ran off and said, well, they're trying to excuse murder, and this is no, we're not trying to do that. But everybody jumped so quick to, well, he knew.
Yeah,
Nah. He didn't really get tricked. Well, maybe he did.
Yeah,
because I mean. I was, yeah, just yesterday with all of your life experience, and at 18, I was very naive. I just have to be honest.
Yeah, but see, like the sad part about this, from the criminal justice side of things,
my God, Michaela, you're in it.
Yeah, but from the criminal justice side of things, it's like this is a situation where the dude admitted that he committed the murder. He should plead guilty to this. But there's a scumbag lawyer involved that's probably going to convince him to go ahead with the panic defense and try to get off.
I mean, he can try it, but he won't.
No, I'm just saying sometimes you have a scumbag lawyer that's sleazy enough to where sometimes they finagle it to where you do.
I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sit here and say that's a scumbag lawyer. That lawyer's getting paid. He's doing his job.
Yeah, he's kind of doing his job.
Yeah, but I've still met scum lawyers that do their jobs. Like,
we all have, but I'm just saying he's doing his job. Everybody's going, if he does use that, it's hey. But at the end of the day, he's not there for the people. He's there for that young man. That's his client. That's who he's working for.
If he uses that defense, he's still a sleazy piece of shit in my book.
All right, there wasn't the worst these DAs out here that be hitting motherfuckers all types of time and shit.
Facts.
What's the difference?
I agree. I don't like any of them. I don't like attorneys. I don't like lawyers. No.
I'm sorry, Michaela. Yes, he would know. She said, see, if the white cross-dresser was a top, none of this would be an issue. That's correct. You can't really say you didn't know anything if you're getting them walls stretched out.
Well, like I said, how the transcripts from the chat, I know they gotta have that some way, somewhere.
And I saw this as well out there. I saw this reported, and I don't think I'm going to get fully into it, but I did see that like this. Well, really, this 18-year-old killer wasn't the first person that was catfished by the victim. But, that's neither here nor there. Catfishing should not be punishable by death.
No.
So, even if this is what this person just does, so what? They don't deserve to die. And I'm not saying that that's what Christina or anybody else was saying. I'm just saying that's what I'm saying.
No.
That's my thoughts on it. But it's just people are talking about it all over the internet. It's just everywhere. And and Angelo is positing some possibilities, probabilities.
Yo,
Sorry.
to the people out there, if you feel like you're being catfished, holla at Neve at mtv.com.
Yeah, hit up Neve. I love that show.
Exactly. So do
I love that show. It's trash as fuck, but I love it. Angelo says, what if the victim was trans and the family just provided a pre-transition photo?
That's what I was talking about.
What if the victim was early in transition?
That part.
I don't know. We don't know that.
Really don't know.
Nobody knows that. None of that was mentioned or reported.
It happens all the time, though.
The court proceeding.
It happens all the time, though.
These independent.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
These independent media outlets are putting this out. No major media outlet really put it out.
Put what out? The story?
Yeah.
No, the Washington Post put it out.
Mm-hmm. It was just the Washington Post.
No, that's just the one that because I like the Washington Post.
So do I.
What I'm saying is just the Washington Post.
No, it isn't.
Everywhere else, everybody's getting it from. It's like independent thing.
NBC,
honest,
dude.
I got it from was from Say Cheese TV. That's what I got. That's what I got it from.
Nah, I don't trust them. You got Washington Post, NBCNews.com, the New York Post, TMZ, The Advocate, Yahoo Sports. This is being reported on a lot of websites.
Yeah, but also Angelo's comment makes a lot of sense though, because it happens all the time to where a trans person can die, get killed or whatever, and then the police and the media misgender, and the family that doesn't want to admit that their child was trans gives out the pre-transition photo.
Oh yeah, we know. We get that. We know that on top. Like, come on, that's been going on forever.
Yeah, so I
don't want to jump to the conclusion that obviously I'm not going to make the assumption that the media is intentionally misgendering this person, especially at the higher levels.
It does happen all the time.
Not at the higher levels. Maybe in the local Virginia press, but NBC News is not going to intentionally do it. Washington Post is not going to intentionally do it. Same with TMZ. These are all large, major national organizations that are not going to intentionally do it, knowing that this person is trans. They're going to mention that. And let's be real, adding that trans aspect to it, to a news story, it makes it sensationalizes the story. So it helps with their clickbait. It helps them draw in more people. They're gonna add that. They won't look at it and say like, yeah, we're not gonna put that in. No, they're gonna put that shit in because it's gonna get them more clicks. And they're gonna make sure the word transgender is added into the headline to draw people in. Get more people on Facebook clicking on that link, going into their story. It's a business. And at this point, that would bring in more traffic. As somebody who is paid off of traffic coming into my news website. Like, I know what it is for sure. But, yes, it's possible that the family could have been all against it and all that stuff. And, if that's the case, that stuff usually comes out eventually. As they start talking to friends and coworkers and other people from around town. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that comes out with more investigation and reporters on the ground talking to people, trying to get the real story or just trying to dig deeper. All that's been put out right now is everything that has come out from the bond hearing in the story. Yeah. Testimony from the bond hearing and information that police put in their reports and charging documents. The DA's put in their charging documents related to the case. So that's all that's out there. That and then the photo of the family released. Yeah. Of the victim. Let's see here. Sorry. Yes. And I mean, I think Troy hits on something really big here. While the victim might have had a tendency to do X, Y, and Z, really, there's always personal accountability. So yes, you as this 18-year-old killer, you decided to have sex with a stranger, somebody you don't know at all.
Yep.
But you know what? People do that all the time. Let's be real. Tinder's a hookup app. And there's a lot of people, even in this community, that meet people on Grindr, tags, whatever, meet up with somebody they never met before seeing them, and that person is out their door within 30 minutes.
The only app I say that's not a hookup app is eHarmony. Every other app is a hookup app. No debate.
Okay.
No debate.
We got to add one more to the not hookup app. Jeweled. The Jeweled app, whenever they come out with it.
Word.
So the Jeweled app is not a hookup app. They are friends of the show. We fucks with them.
Yep.
And we're going to have them back once they launch the app. So
Facts.
And it's personality based. Come on, man. But wow. Lots of comments here, everybody. I mean, thanks for keeping the comments going. But yeah, like Troy said, there is, there's accountability here. And obviously men have to hold themselves accountable for the shit that they do. You got to hold yourself accountable for who you're trying to stick your dick in and who you chasing down in these DMs. Like, it takes two to tango, buddy. And, you played a part in that shit.
Yep.
So, lesson learned. Hopefully all your little football buddies learn. Probably shouldn't be running around getting head from people you don't know, random strangers, somebody you just met on an app. I don't know. I don't know how this all works. I know people hook up. I get it. That's just a part of life. And then this new world with all these I wasn't 18 with all these dating apps, with all this shit. I don't know how it is. I don't know the experience.
I was going to fucking house parties.
Yeah. I had to actually I had to find the parties, get to the parties, mac on some chicks, get them to come back to the dorm room, and then shit happened. But it was like, just do it on my phone, and then here I get a knock at the door.
Nah, it was just like back in high school, like in Brooklyn, like your boys or your homies would have told you, like, yo, like Alicia's throwing a house party this night, blah blah, let's meet up at 4th Avenue, shit like that.
And you know what? This comment from Angelo is really, and this is kind of telling, and I really feel like it's possible that, the 18-year-old who killed this other person in cold blood might get off. Not off, but might get off with a lighter sentence. Because in my mind, if you kill somebody, that's just automatic life in jail. Yeah, but you straight up murdered that motherfucker. Life in jail. You're out. Done.
Yeah, but he's probably a good manslaughter.
By them giving him bail and him being his age and what he's into, he's not gonna get a harsh sentence. He's not. I don't think so.
It's sad.
I really don't think so.
At least 20, 25.
Nah. He's probably gonna get manslaughter, and he'll probably be out by the time he's 32 to 34 years old.
That's what he's gonna get. That's what they're gonna charge him with. They're gonna dumb it down to manslaughter. Why? Because it happened right then and there. It wasn't premeditated. That is
Angelo says the victim didn't matter, and that's why he got bail. And that might be telling in how this Virginia court system might handle the case.
And it's Virginia.
Another thing about Virginia, they have suspended sentence. So say, for example, if you get like 10 years, you be out at 5.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact because I know I had a lot of homeboys that was locked up in Virginia. Yeah.
But also, it's Virginia. It's the South, so typically they're very homophobic, transphobic, and everything like that. So that's why it worries me that panic defense might actually hold up.
Well, I hope it doesn't. And Michaela, if you don't stop playing on my motherfucking stream tonight, she said, #TS Top Save Lives. She playing out here right now. Michaela has this whole thing about, well, if more girls were tops, then these dudes wouldn't be able to say that they didn't know.
Which is bullshit.
That's her whole thing.
Well, bullshit, because I don't want no top. I want a perfectly body.
Yeah, no. My butt is fine, just the way it is.
Off limits. That's
I'm
mine.
good.
It's off limits.
Uh, so Angela was saying, women keep saying the victim is a man, like all of them don't have before pictures. No one knows the victim's identity except the victim.
Whoa.
They were murdered, so we will never know. And you know what? You're right, Angelo.
In the
We
word,
won't know.
Right.
in the words of Ric
100%.
Flair, in the words of Ric Flair, woo.
Yeah. But I mean, all we know is the victim had a look that was put together enough to at least pull off one visit to get somebody to come back for a second round. Obviously, it ain't just the luck. It's, well, maybe it is. I don't know. It's 18, whatever. Not even gonna go down that road again. But we're kind of running in circles on the same. But that's all we really, we wanted to talk about this story because it's just everywhere on Facebook. Everybody's talking about it, and I'm just like, we just have to share some commentary on this thing because it's just like I was confused as to why everybody was sharing it because I'm like, wait, I thought trans women didn't want to be associated with cross-dressers. Why is this going out everywhere? But I will admit, like what Angelo said, it is possible that this was somebody in the very beginnings of their transition, and we don't 100% know for sure. That this is somebody that wasn't full time.
All right, cool. If they was in the beginning, whatever, that should have been noted.
What do you mean?
I'm saying, meaning, if they met on Tinder and they talking, that should have been noted. Yo, I'm letting you know I'm trans. That's how you roll or not. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Not all the girls put their business out like right there up front on Front Street. Sometimes they want to talk first,
I just said that. Talk.
Yeah.
You don't have to put your business on Front Street because I don't like when the girls do that. Because a lot of girls will put that in Instagram. I'll be like, yo, the fuck you putting that in your Instagram? Let somebody ask you that first. Fuck out of here. But like I said, if they was talking, that's why I said that's the main part of this case. If I'm the DA,
we need the transcripts.
His defense attorney, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see that Tinder chat. That's all I want to see. Give me that.
I agree.
Because this story reminds me of the same football player that was in Texas, playing in Texas, who killed that girl years ago. All right, he had this bogus story. The way how the story he had was basically him. He was about to get off until they went and found the kick, on the kick app. They saw the conversation on kick. He knew. That's why his ass sitting in jail now. Because he knew. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
These girls are not stupid. They're not going to put their life out there like that. They're not. Especially this day and age where we got all these apps. They're not going to do that. They're going to put it. They're going to tell you they full gossip. In their words, they're tea. They're going to let you know that. All right? Because I even tell my cisgender friends, because I have a lot of cisgender homegirls that I'm very cool with and that I'm best friends with. And I tell them all the time, these girls are not tricking them. These guys are seeking them on apps and everything. Facebook, everything. I know.
Mm-hmm.
All right? They're seeking them. They're not going to tell you that, but yes, they are seeking them. Nobody's fooling them. They know exactly what it is. It's just that the way our society is built, especially if you're a black man, that fragile masculinity is exactly what Troy Kennedy and what I was saying earlier. That fragile masculinity plays a big part in your pride. And when your pride is in the way, your heart plays a goddamn, your heart is your brain for the time being. And that shit can ruin you from there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And get out.
I mean, I have to be honest. Well, on the dating apps and IG profiles and stuff that I see, there's a lot of girls that put it out there, proud trans woman, proud black trans woman, whatever else. But, let's just be real. I mean, I would prefer people to err on the side of caution and just be safe about it. So there are no illusions at all because, I'm just saying, gosh, I hope this doesn't happen because this is a really dangerous situation. But if somebody talks up a guy and they go out on a date and they do X, Y, and Z, and then they wait until right before they do the do when they at somebody apartment or in a room right before they do the do to tell them that they trans, like that's dangerous as fuck.
Yeah,
that is dangerous as fuck. And these are some crazy motherfuckers out here. And this guy is a pure example of why people should be disclosing. People should be getting that shit out the way. I get that I get that folks I get that people want to be people and trans women want to be treated like any other woman and all that. I get all that stuff. You want a break from the struggle of being trans and all that. I understand that mindset, but we're talking about your life. And, I get that, it shouldn't be this way, but I want to see women live.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is like some of the girls may not want to put like say trans in their profile, but they're still gonna let you know before they actually meet up with you.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So that's why
Yeah.
Trell's right when he says he wants to see the transcript of the conversation, because if the person was early in their transition, they probably mentioned, "Hey, I'm trans," stuff like that. So it's like if they did say that in there, then do.
Absolutely. And I just think transparency is the best policy. Give people let people opt in or out. I mean, I know, and when I say this, I'm in my own dating life. When I'm still on Tinder and Bumble, but I make it clear, like I put it in my profile, like it just so you know, looking for a very. If you're gonna be with me, if you're a cis woman and you're gonna be with me, you have to be very open-minded. Because I do have a dating past. Like everybody's got a past, but I've said I've previously dated trans women. I need an open-minded woman.
Right, me too. Same with
I don't need to waste my time dealing with somebody and starting to like somebody or whatever else for them to just turn around and get rejected because I don't like that because that's gay and this and whatever the fuck. Like, nah, opt in or opt out. I am what I am. Take it or leave it. And, it is what it is. But I don't know. I think we kind of done beat this whole thing to death. So, we're going to wrap this whole shebang up. And, the email address I used before, if you're mad at anything we said, please don't use it. Don't send us no angry emails because we can't read. So, but anywho, thanks for listening to us kind of, go circle round and round about this story that's kind of trending right now in some trans spaces. And before we roll out, please follow me on Clubhouse at MLU Chris, at Big Chris TX. When you follow me on Clubhouse, you'll know when we're holding certain conversations. Join the Men Like Us club on Clubhouse. Search Men Like Us on Clubhouse. Join the club. We have a lot of private conversations that only members of the club can see. And, there's some of the greatest, dopest conversations. Men and women engaging in fruitful conversation with respect. I know that's like fucking unicorn shit, but we do it routinely. Everybody in that group and in those conversations, we all respect each other. We all share ideas. We all support each other. And, it's building up a really nice community of people who are here to help out and support each other and understand each other.
Yeah, but actually, that day that we was helping out with the Brooklyn Ghost Project, like, Gia in that unicorn outfit, that shit was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So like, who? What? Yeah. So, please, everybody, also subscribe to the YouTube channel. I need more YouTube subscribers. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Men Like Us. Search Men Like Us on YouTube. You will find it. We're finally showing up very high in the search now. Men Like Us on YouTube. Just go there, hit subscribe. You ain't even got to go back to it. I just need them subscriber numbers to kind of go up a little bit more.
No doubt.
So, and then also If you know of any events, if you have community events you want to promote, if you want to, try and get some more volunteers, please email your events to menlikeus@gmail.com. It's men like us. I'm sorry, I left our podcast. It's men like us podcast@gmail.com. Please email the show with any events that is going on in your neighborhoods that we can promote and get more people out to, get more participation with. And I believe that is also last but not least, please, everyone watching this, share this stream on your personal page, share it in Facebook groups you're in. If you have a brand page of your own, just share this video on there. Like, we really need your help reaching more people. So we need all of that shit. Yeah, that's true, Angela. But yeah, Mike, tell them where they can find you, man.
You can find me on Twitter at Mike Brooklyn. My podcast, the Real Talk Podcast, on major streaming platforms like Spotify, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts, and many more. Definitely go there. Like Chris said before, hit the subscribe buttons, follow buttons, whatever, and check it out.
Brother Tron, where can they find you?
Yes, I'm K Clay Tron on everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, all of that. Hit me up. I mean, like I said, everybody always hit me up and inbox me good feedback. I love it. Like I said before, I don't want no dudes hitting me up, but if you come correct, I will have no problem. I won't have no problem talking to you, because some of you dudes be weird as fuck, and that's not my thing. The ladies, keep it coming. Yes, I appreciate you, and I love that y'all appreciate me. So thank you.
All of that for everybody. But, fellas, please join the Men Like Us Tribe Facebook group. That is a place for you to ask your questions, to be accepted. There is no judgment in our room, no drama. Share, join the group, share, ask questions, whatever, or just comment on other people's posts, whatever. Just take part in that. We actually do have some good video chats in there once in a while as well. We kind of do our own little group chat, just men. So, but yeah, with all that, I think we are good, and we will see all of you guys. What happened now, Sabrina? What happened? I'm sure there will be autopsy photos which identify. Yes. Sorry, we got angry emojis here. I don't know what happened. I'm sure I'll find out. But yeah. All right, everybody. See you next time. Thanks for joining us tonight. And be safe out there. Enjoy Pride.